What is up, everyone? It is Andrew Rapier here of Beat It AT Production and Publishing, bringing you guys a new YouTube video. In this YouTube video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a NBA YoungBoy Type Beat, or YoungBoy Type Beat. Essentially, I'm not going to say too much. I already got a beat made. I'm going to do more tutorials covering NBA YoungBoy as well as many other artists. We have a shit ton of tutorials already. We're already at over 550 videos total. Not all tutorials, but just videos. I'm gonna go ahead and play this beat so you guys get to hear what we are going to be breaking down. This is just one of the many different styles. He kind of has that Southern Atlanta style, but you'll probably already know since you were searching for him. So let's go ahead and play. That should give you an idea of how this beat goes. It's kind of generic in a way, 2 cents. I mean, you know, but it does capture that NBA YoungBoy and vibe, and also does have some instruments and sounds that are very common in his production. So given that, I do think it sounds like a beat we would hear YoungBoy on. So let's go ahead and break this beat down. I'm gonna go ahead and lock all these tracks real quick. Another thing, there might have been like a little clip or delay from when it went to that little tag into the drop. That's just FL Studio. There's actually no delay or whatever. Right now what I'm doing is locking all these contents on each individual track. So one, you guys can see the names, but also because mostly just so you guys can see the names, but if you were to work on this project, let's say I click right there, it actually locks all those contents in that whole entire track listing. So if you only have your snare transition pattern in track 16, you lock it, then whenever you draw inside of here, it will literally create that pattern. Whereas when we work in the AT808, it'll automatically be putting in the 808. That's just a little tip for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So the main melody, this was the main melody. Tony Chang actually came up with this. He did actually a lot of this beat. We found the sound, that main sound. It's a piano you go to piano folder in your Nexus, you go to piano ballad, piano 2. Then in the mix, turn off number 2. The mix setting folder in Nexus essentially has different layers of sounds that allows you to toggle or adjust the volume, as well as many other parameters, as you guys can see. It's a cool little thing you guys can test out and play with. Sometimes, like when you get like a violin or a flute sound, there might be like 3 other flute sounds stacked on top, and you maybe only just want one. So that's when it comes to a good point of like turning off the layers. So yeah, if we want to look inside of this melody one more time, it goes from A to D to A sharp to D to A to D down to G, and just repeats. And then it does this little change right up here at pretty much like the second half end. Actually, the whole entire from 7 to the end of 8. So working inside of that is relatively easy. There's literally only 4 sounds, and then the rest are drums. And we're in 150 BPM. I see him rapping on all types of different beats, all different types of BPMs, but I do think it's a predominantly between 140 to 160, as like most trap artists nowadays. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump down real quick over here to this Omnisphere. And this Omnisphere is, it's gonna take a second to load. So this is the sound that we use in Omnisphere. It's called Saint Bender. Gonna do a little loop so you guys can hear it. So as you can see, we're playing the similar notes to what we had in our piano. That's to make sure that everything stays on key and doesn't sound weird. One common thing I see with a lot of new producers is they, to be blatant, fucking suck at making melodies. Or like shit's off key, like out of key, not off key, but, or you know, you guys know what I mean. But that's just the truth. And there's no real way to avoid it, and other than practice and learning music theory and some other stuff. I actually just recently uploaded a video how to make chords and melodies, I believe. There's a whole bunch of videos I have on the page, on our page. So if you subscribe, you'll always be notified. Well, if you click the subscribe and then the notification little thing, you'll be notified whenever we upload a new video. We already have tons of videos covering melodies, chords, yada yada. So if you go to our page, start searching, you'll find them. But point being, we use similar notes as to the piano one because you gotta follow the similar key, otherwise it's gonna get all like hodgepodge. Next, I'll cover this other sound, this other Omnisphere sound. So this sound really only comes in during the chorus. It's more of a backing sound. And I put a gross beat, a half speed on there. And then an EQ. This is more for like a pseudo percussion. I say pseudo as in like a fake percussion type of background noise. So this was actually the sound Liquid Live. This is what it actually sounds like without half speed though. It's literally the same melody as the one that I just showed you, except we put it on half speed, so it actually kind of like has a different melody. And what I mean by a different melody is just like half speed, so take it down 1 octave and then slow it down. And then, so I guess I can show you guys the 808s now. So the 808s are pretty fire, I believe. Actually, I don't know if these 808s are from our kit. I don't know where these 808s are from. But if you guys want I don't know where exactly this specific 808 was from or which kit, but all the other drum samples used in this beat were from our kits at beatat.com. So if you go to beatat.com, you'll be able to access all the drum kits sound files that we use. We put them up all there for y'all. So I'm gonna play this 808 pattern for y'all. So I believe it was already, I don't know if it was already tuned to C, but what I did was go into the envelope editor and pull down the delay, no, actually not delay, pull down the attack, sustain. I really should have pulled down the release as well, but it doesn't really matter. Essentially, what this does, editing the volume envelope, it allows you to, whenever you press a key and release it, it stops the 808 sample. So the 808 sample is completely dictated on how long or how you hold the note on your keyboard. So that was that 808 pattern. We got Flute, I'll pull up in a second, but I'll pull up this other 808 pattern. Here's this other one. Same 808, just a little bit different pattern. And that's just to switch up the movement more so. We got one more over here. Just another bounce, changing it through. So here's the flute melody now. Same thing, gotta use similar notes. You guys can't be going around and just clicking in random notes. You gotta figure out the shit that sounds good and follows the structure of what you are working on. So if we hear that with a melody right here, not with these ahs. And so one other thing we had in here was these, the infamous, well, I like to say infamous because I hate this shit. The vocal hit that Zaytoven uses, which is from, I believe, a Trey Songz song. And now everyone uses this little vocal to death. I honestly think if you use this in your beats, you're not even creative. It's the only reason why I would use this is to obviously get to that vibe. And the vibe is that generic sounding Zaytoven trap Atlanta sound. And so And I'm just saying my honest opinion. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I like these type of beats, but you guys say what it is. These are very generic. Like, if you guys are wanting to make these beats thinking you're gonna get like some like superstar hit, probably won't happen, because there's like 20 other producers doing this. But it's important to know what these producers are doing, what sounds they're using, what you can learn to take away to make something better and even more creative. Y'all can't be doing these copycat beats no more. There's too many producers doing it. You'll need to stop. I'm just giving you all some facts. Like, I don't know. I could be here all day ranting to y'all. And so yeah, we got that percussion. I literally covered all the melodies. That if we're talking about melodic structure, we're done. Like, you guys see how we structured this. That piano goes all the way through. 808 changes up a little bit in the verses, but dead ass that 808's almost always playing. The omnispheres mostly kick in during the chorus. Chorus being this section right here. Chorus again. Chorus again. This is all the verse. This is all the verse too. And so if we want to look at, this is our little kick pattern. Here's a snare pattern. I don't even want to play it because it's, you know, you guys see it. It's nothing special. Then we got this other snare pattern that's kind of like an accent snare. So if we like go right here, oh well, it ain't gonna play. That's all it is. Then we got a closed hi-hat. That's all it is. So essentially what that was, just some percussion, very generic, simple, easy. Got your little crash as well. Add your 808. Then we had a little snare transition. This shit was fire. I like this. Tony actually came up with that snare transition as well. I love it. We got about a couple different snare transitions now that we use. This is a new one. It's not anything too unique. It's kind of like, you know, just a typical snare transition, but it's fire. It adds that extra rhythmic pattern flow thing to the beat. And so when you listen to everything, this is what it sounds like. I honestly don't think there's really... We got a little love filter. It's just a low pass filter. It's like a low pass that still has a decent amount of high end. What's a low pass filter, Andrew? Well, you fellow YouTube watcher, producer, aspiring producer, a low pass filter is a filter that allows the low end, hence low pass, and cuts out the high end. What's the high end? High end is transient sounds, like higher pitching sounds, like tss, tss, like that. That's a transient sound. With higher frequencies. Low pass filter is going to cut that out. We use low pass filters a lot, as well as low pass LFO filters. But that's all another day. We could talk about that. It's just a filter. So I mean, I don't want to spend too much more time ranting and talking about this. It's really, the amount of time of me explaining this is probably the amount of time we spent making this. So yeah, hopefully this kind of breakdown and insight help you guys. The mix, look at the mix down. It's honestly nothing too crazy in my opinion. Just kind of like very basic mixing, a lot of EQs, little reverb. Shit, I didn't do even anything on these drums over here. I was like, yeah, got super lazy. Got a Maximus and parametric EQ on those kicks, and then that 808. I pulled that 808. Here's like the 808 EQ. It's kind of dramatic. Normally don't do 808s like that. Then we got a little master channel. But yeah, that's about it. And Sound Guidizer to show you guys, I literally use Sound Guidizer just to get that like thickness, that very, 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 very small amount. So yeah, and that's about it, guys. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them down below. I check them, as well as Tony. If you guys have any other requests, let me know. Be sure to comment, subscribe. I'm telling you guys, we need them subscribers. We're trying to grow. Like, I'm gonna be up front. We want to grow so we can be a powerhouse to give you guys as much content as we possibly can. That's like our service, is to like serve you guys, producers, rappers, consumers. You guys are our bosses, essentially. I mean, that's really the fact. The fact is, like, yeah, I mean, I go on another rant, but point being, we're gonna have more NBA YoungBoy type beat tutorials, because I've actually seen a lot of requests for those, as well as many other artists. If you guys have other requests, even upcoming artists that aren't that popular, let me know. This is Andrew Rapier here at Beat It AT Production and Posting, and I'll see you guys later.